All right, welcome back to Dankscope Traders Hub. Yes, it is a Wednesday and we're back here as usual. So without any further ado, let's pray and get started. Father, we give you praise. Thank you for today. Thank you for the morning, Lord, that you've given us. Beautiful morning, Lord. As we get started, Lord, we ask of your grace, we ask of your blessing to dwell upon our lives, Lord, even as we analyze the charts and look into the markets to look for better ways to make money today, Lord. Thank you for the insights. Thank you for the signals that you're giving us. Thank you for the profits. Thank you, Lord, that your Holy Spirit alone is leading us to take these entries and exits just as you give them to us. We give you praise. We love you because that's what you do always. We give you praise. In Jesus' name we've prayed. Amen. All right. So as usual, we start with Crash 500. If it is your first time here, please go ahead and subscribe and of course like the stream, so as that the YouTube algorithm can actually push us also. All right, so let's get started today. Just a minute. Just a minute, something I need to do. Just remove this here. Right. You can see that today has started as a sell, but it's coming as a buy now. That is a wick that we can see right there. So this second candle of H4 should be pushing us into buys, and we're about to start a new candle. When it clocks to 11, we'll be starting a new H4 candle that should be pushing us into buys. But according to H1, we are not ready to sell, looking at what CCI is showing us. So what do? Go to M15. M15 is already showing us buys. So H1 is not showing us buys, but H4 is showing us buys. So that tells us we are going to follow the higher time frames, which is going to be H4. We're going to follow the trend on the higher time frame. We're going to follow the trend on the higher time frame. Remember, this was a change of character right there. On H4, price went up, gave us a higher high. Then it came all the way to test this order block. But if you go to H1, that was a fair value gap right there. So it came all the way back to test that level. And now we are getting back into the buys. All right, so H1, our price is already above our 10 MA. If I go to M15, same thing. So how are we going to enter? If you have a big account, you can choose to enter now and put your stop loss right below this H1 fair value gap. If you have a big account, you can do that, because now according to daily time frame, we have made that weak. I don't see us coming back all the way down below to mitigate that level. But before we do that, from H1's point perspective, we will see something that may hold price. This level right here, which is a fair value gap, is holding price right here. This is on M15, is holding price. You may choose to wait for price to break this level. If you want to enter now, then you may enter now and put your price, your stop loss all the way down below here. So it will depend on what you are looking at. But from what we've seen already, according to H4 and daily time frame, we are going to continue with the buys. So let's wait for a new H4 candle to start. That's when I can make my entry. Probably if I see a breakout or if I see another pullback, I won't hesitate to make the entry here, and I'll put my stop loss all the way down below. Yesterday it kept playing around. Look at that. This other entry, I closed it here, but it kept playing around. I left one entry to go overnight and it was taken out right there. The whole of yesterday it played around here. You can see that was no momentum. This level right here was still holding. It failed to get enough momentum to break it. So in as far as we are concerned, this level is still there, and also this level right now that we have. So we have those two levels the price has to break. Yeah, so right now I can have this drawn. This may look as a pullback, this as an ascending triangle, which can simply tell you that price can easily look for this move. But we don't know yet. So price can easily come all the way to this order block down below for that H1, because remember, like I told you, according to CCI, we are still looking for price to come to oversold level. So in as much as we want to buy on H4 and daily time frame, H1 has not yet given us a good entry yet, a good signal to continue buying it, and clearly it is reacting to this level. So anything can happen, the momentum can shift. We are not market makers, remember that. So market can change and get momentum to push price all the way to this order block. So for now, having seen this, I'm still reluctant. I'll be still reluctant, and I will wait for H4, or I'll wait for something to break. If this level is broken right here, then the buyers will continue. Then the buyers might continue, but there's also that resistance, you know. So these two are still a bit of an issue. But if this level is broken, then this won't be an issue. I believe so, because price would have gotten momentum from this fair value gap right here. So for now, I will wait for this to be broken, or to give me an entry for sales to push all the way down to this order block. Then we can look into buys from that order block to take us all the way up, just like we want already, according to the trend on higher time frame. I think that's enough for Crash 500. Let's wait for those points to come out. Any of those, if we see any of those come around, break of this fair value gap on M15, or entry for, or probably break of this to give us an entry for sales to take us all the way down to this order block, then we make our entries and make this money. All right, leave this on M15, delete this, and let's go to boom 1000. Boom 1000. Boom 1000 yesterday also kept playing around. You can clearly see we wanted price to get there and give us entry for sell. And in fact, remember, let me see, I think I made an entry that I was taken out early, and then it went all the way back to look for the liquidity pool above there. You can clearly see, I told you about this, that price normally looks for. All we need is retest on the next H4 candle, which is coming. So we are going to be looking for buys in the next H4 candle. So delete this, even this, first delete it, first delete everything right here to have a clear chart. Go to M15, look at what is happening. We are left with about 9 minutes. In 9 minutes, price may come to this level, and probably we will see a spike, and that means we will have started a new H4 candle. So my anticipation is get back up there in the next H4, and then we get again into sales to bring us just like we need on H4 time frame to continue sales, and of course even on H1 to continue sales. And these sales on H1, we are looking at these points of interest that we are left back. These are the points of interest that we are left back. So price may come to that or to this. So just have those two levels waiting. But for now, I know that price is not going to continue like this. We may see a retest on the next H4, then we can come in with sales later. So for now, let's wait and see what price is planning to do right here. All right, that is enough on Boom 1000. Let's now head over to Boom 500. So Boom 500, we wanted a retest, fake breakout here, then retest. We saw fake breakout somewhere, oh yes, here, but was still retesting, consolidating, so there was no much. Then it continued selling. We wanted it to reach at least that level, grab that liquidity on that area, and then we continue, but it had already grabbed the one right here on that fair value gap. So this was never an option. So it came for that and continued to sell. So clearly, as you see, you can delete everything right here. Now we clearly see the trend that we are in, higher lower lows and lower highs. Clearly you can see it, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. It's now trying to push and to get oversold on H1. So which level? So we have an order block right here. The price can come to right here. We wait and see if we will reach it or to reach the support down below on H4. But as we clearly see, we are selling, but we can't enter now. According to what we're seeing on H4, H1. We can't enter now. We need to wait our entries. Price will give us a lower high. So now we have no entry at all. We have so we leave this. We have no business with it currently. We just leave it until it gives us a clear structure that we can that can give us actually an entry. Right now we have no entry, but we know it is selling. So if you want to risk, then you can risk entering sales to reach here, but that will be it will be a risk that will be on you. I don't advise it to enter right now where it is, but if you choose to enter, that is your own risk that you're taking. So price is likely to go back up according to what I see on M5 and M15. It's likely to go up, and then come later down. But we have, oh yes, this is the reason why there's a conference right here. there's some confluence on the other end. According to M30, there's that, so there's a bit of confluence, and that's why price is trying to react on that level. So but all we need is entry, so we can't do anything right here. Let's go to volatility 25-1S. Volatility 25-1S. So Vol 25-1S, what happened? So this was not respected. We can take it out. It was respected here but no longer needed. Now this was respected, and that's where price went back into buys from. We missed that entry. I actually didn't come back to V25 because I was not focusing on it yesterday, so that's why I failed to make an entry. As we speak, this price is currently reacting to that level, and clearly it is matching with our Fib 61.8. And according to H1, we need to look for buys, which means I can easily make my entry now. On H1, I can easily make my entry, but something still tells me, all right, something still holding me to make an entry is one. Price is a bit far off from my moving average, so which means I cannot enter now. I have to wait a little bit. To make. I would have entered now because it is reacting to the point of interest, fair value gap, and it's matching with Fib as a retracement level, which means this move is on, which can later push us back into sells. According to H4. So how do I do this? How do we actually look for, how do we make this trade come out? So let's go to M30. We are looking for sales. This was a change of character right here. What point of interest did we leave back? That fair value gap. So price is likely to come for this right here on M30 probably, and then get us into sales. M15 exactly same thing, and that would be the point of interest right here. But then it was mitigated. That means we can go with the one on, yeah, we can use that, I believe, there, and then we get into sales. So that means I can do this. And that is how we're going to see this trade come around. So price is going to come there and then push us into sales. So can I enter now for a short buy? H1, another H1 candle has started, M15 candle has started, and a new H4 candle has started. Price is below a 10 MA already. Okay. I have to This is going to be a short trade, but it can give us some money. Okay, I'm going to enter one entry. Just be ready to look for green lot size I can use, and I'm going to make my entry now. Yeah, and I'll look for my stop loss just a bit here. So I'm looking for like a one-to-one, looking for like a one-to-one kind of trade, looking for like a one-to-one. I've not used this down below, I've not used this level down below, because price can actually try to look for stop losses right here. So if it comes down all the way down again, I can enter another trade. But now I don't want to put my stop loss tight here, because it can look for this liquidity of the early sellers right here too, buyers to take us right there. So that's why I've put my stop loss a bit low. Yeah, so it's likely to come around here and take us again up. So I'm risking about 10. Yeah, can add another limit order right here, and then I will look for the same stop loss. If it takes me out, then it will take all this, then it will take all that as my stop, as my loss right there. And then I'll still look for the same TP. I'll still look for the same TP. All right. So now my trade on V25S is locked in. I need price to push back there, and then I can look for sales. All right, enough of this. Let's now head over to V25S. So we've locked in our trades on V25S, V75. Let's go. So V75 is yes, this one I made a loss because I was waiting for price to come around here, and then I enter sales. It kept on going to look for liquidity above there, the early the stop loss of the early sellers. Yeah, so I was one of those. So it took me out right there yesterday, and look at how it continued with the buys. Yeah, and clearly all reached there, and then started to get into sales. But I want to understand, why did it go all the way up? I don't see any reason why. Maybe it's because of this order block. Let's see if it touched it. Yeah, it actually touched it. So it came to that order block above on H4. Okay, all right, so after that price started to sell, so it's going to do a pullback up to test, to try to look for a new higher high, but it will fail, then it will come into sales. So that's what we are going to see. So according to M15, we should be looking for buys, and clearly CCI is confirming that we are looking for buys on M15. These buys are just going to come around this area right there as a confluence, then later on continues into sales. This is what we're going to look at. So according to it's just going to be like this. like that. Then we come again into sales, So for now, what do? H4, that's going to be a retest after the breakout here, and then we get into, wait a minute, even daily is selling. Okay, so what was this? This is a change of character on the daily time frame. It's weird. We have to get into buys unless this was a fake change of character. So let's go. Let's look at this. Get to that, and then I don't want to enter any buys here because the market is weird. It is very slow. You can see it on the candles right here. So I will wait for price to get back up there, then I can get into sales. But as of now, I can't make any entries. As of now, I can't make any entries. I will leave it at H1. All right, I think that's it for now. Let's now head over to jump 50. Jump 50. So jump 50, I don't know, I made a loss out of my negligence yesterday. I had put limit orders right here. I had put limit orders where you see where I had put this. I had put limit orders wanting this move to get up there. But was it there? Was it here? I don't even remember. But I had limit orders waiting, and then price had already done that, not activated, but I missed to remove. I didn't go back to jump 50 to actually delete the limit orders, and they were activated when the structure had already changed. So yesterday we were looking for that kind of move. It happened, but it did not activate my limit order, but it activated them late. This is where they were activated actually. So I was looking for this. After giving me this, I was looking for another kind of pullback to give me that, and I missed. It missed that to enter, to activate them. It went up, but then we started to sell again. I was supposed to have deleted them by the time it came back down. I missed, and that was my bad. I made that loss yesterday out of negligence. So that's a lesson to learn on my side, to always go back and look at the structure before price actually comes back. So I didn't go back to jump 50. I don't know even what I was doing, what made me not to go back to it. Yeah, so now that was a loss on my side. Let's now look at today. This was not respected, so I can delete it. Look of structure went higher. Weird. This is so weird. 15. We wanted price to give us a pullback all the way up, but it made a pullback to this first change of character, right? And in first fair value gap. So this is likely not to be important. But where we are currently, we see prices reacting to that fair value gap, but also we clearly see that we are on CCI retracement level. So that clearly tells us we should be anticipating some buys. That clearly even pushes us to look at what is happening on M15. And of course M15, when you see it, you clearly see that it is on a support, if you want to call it that, but it's a fair value gap on H1. It's looking at giving us a retracement. Let's go to H4. Let's look at H4. What do we have here? It's a fair value gap right there. all this is a fair value gap, so we may anticipate a pullback like that, and that means price will be coming all the way to such a level, all the way back there. So what is there? Delete that, go back to H1. That is that order block right there. So price is likely to come to that level. So go back to H4, reduce it a bit, H1. So price is likely to react back there and then give us sales again, because H1 we are still selling, H4 we are still selling, so we have to continue selling. Yeah, we have to continue selling. This was, remember, this was a change of character on daily time frame, and this was a fair value gap left back after the change of character. So we need price to come and test it before we can engage into buys again according to daily time frame. So we have to wait for this. So pull back there, get into sales, then when we reach this level we get into buys. I think that's very clear now. So do we have an entry for the pullback right here? It's tricky, it's very tricky. Let's wait for M5 and then we can enter this pullback, even though it's going to be one of those slow ones. It's gonna be a slow trade, yeah, because of the momentum. Look at that was yesterday, and look at this morning. So it's going to be one of those slow, but we are not market movers. These guys can easily push price to go there as fast as they want, as long as they have an agenda that they are looking for. So for now, I can say that it's going to keep like this as far as momentum is concerned, but what we can tell is the momentum is too slow. Look at that, high, low, and then as far as today is concerned. So let's wait and see how we will make that entry. We may stay in it for the whole day or even tomorrow, depending on how market will be, but I have to enter this because jump 50 is a giver, but it's also a taker. If you're wrong on the entry, it can easily take some good money. So let's wait for the entry on jump 50. Jump 25, yesterday was Tuesday, so that tells us the reason why market was slow. So we were looking for this move. Why? Because of this. Yes, and we saw that on the other day. We made money on that, but it had to continue. We had a second TP, which was this one here, but price never reached it. In fact, when it reached this level, it reacted back. Yesterday it was in a buy. So there was a fair value gap there, which was mitigated right here, but on the second time it was broken, so it was no longer valid. So price came all the way to the order block right there, to that order block, and after that price started to sell. This was supposed to be our perfect entry today morning, right there when it gave us that pullback. That was supposed to be a perfect entry. Why? Price had already given you a change of character, so this was a retest and another retest right there. A lower low, lower low, lower high, lower low, not really, lower low, lower high here. So it's going to go for to continue with the sells, and this sell we know where it is headed to because of the previous move. This move that we need, that means it's coming right here, so we can anticipate our buys from that level. So let's wait and see, but before we can anticipate our buys, actually you have to know, delete actually that, you have to know that this is a channel. This is a channel, and most of the times channels like this, price tends to look for this move, and it continues with that later to that level up there. It tends to go for that, not down, even though we are seeing that as a channel and rising one or ascending one. Price normally loves to do this retest and gets back into buys. So clearly you can see the price is even reaching oversold, meaning we start to anticipate buys on the daily time frame. That is very crucial. So don't get surprised when we get buys to push us from this level. In as much as we are looking at continuation of sales, we may actually get into buys after this level. So first cancel this. Something else has come to light. Let me delete everything right here, even this actually for now. Delete everything right here, even this, take it off. Even this, I think I no longer need it. So here I see some pattern that can be of an importance right here. So valuable. So I see that right here. So that will clearly tell me I'll be looking for buys. So let's wait for this price to come, give us a fake breakout down below, and then we get into buys later. So I think that's it on jump 25. We know price is going to come here. This is MH4. Price is going to come here. Then we get into buys. Yeah. Let's go to H1. H1 is already oversold. Why? Because of this candle right here. It's the last candle before it went into buys. So it's already oversold. So we will see a fake breakout. It's gonna continue selling. According to M15, yes, the sale is still on. It's continuing to sell. Looking at this, but it left some liquidity here that was not untapped. So it's likely to come back to this level right here and then get us into sales. Let's wait and see what is actually going to happen. If I go to M5, yeah, exactly, M5 is going to confirm this move. Is likely to confirm that move right there. Then on M15, I come with my sales. All right, I think that's clear enough. That's clear enough. That's clear enough. Oh, this is jump 25, please. So we are now headed to jump 10. Sorry, I forgot to change. So let's go to jump 10. Jump 10. It immediately broke out yesterday because we knew that it was going to continue selling, but it broke out, gave us a retest, the retest that I failed to get right on time to actually push for another sale. So I kept on, I didn't enter this, so I missed this good entry. Then it came to this order block, consolidated on it for some good time. Then today morning it broke out. So meaning now we have it's going to create a new lower low. Then we can take advantage of it when it pushes back up to look for a lower high. So according to H4, that is what is happening. So delete this, delete this, delete that, delete that. and now we knew this, of course it was happening. So now we have a lower low. Price has reacted to, what is this? Why do I have this? Okay, that's a level where I had a change of character line, so price has reacted, so it's looking to break it again. So first delete it, it's not necessary. According to daily, we are selling. Okay, H4, we are of course looking for now a retest. It is showing me buys on CCI. That's weird, yet I have a change of character right here. Okay, H1 is getting to oversold, M15. So this, I'm not going to trade this. All I need is a lower high creation so that I can come in with my sales again. That is all I need. Why? Because according to price action, there's no liquidity left back, according to even smart money. Okay, that is not something that I can rely on. This fair value gap right there, it's not that a big deal that I can actually rely on. So I have that order block and that fair value gap. They are the only things, they are the only points of interest that I see left back according to H1, but I don't see price going all the way back there. I don't see it. I don't see it. So go back to H1, M15, look for price to come here and then get into sales. Here or to this order block up here. So what is this that I have here? Delete it, it's not necessary anymore. So we have two levels, this fair value gap and that order block, price to react back to. Yes, yeah, so that's how I'm going to be looking for this kind of trade. Then I can look for that kind of move to bring me back here and also here. So for now, let's wait. Let's wait for the moves to come around and we make the entry. I think that's it. This, if it comes here and gives me an entry, then I will be entering the sell, but I'm not going to be focusing on it a lot. Market is still slow. Market is still slow on jumps, on actually almost all jumps. On V75 also it is slow, so everything right here is a bit slow. Apart from V25 is the one that I'm seeing having some good momentum. It's almost activating my second entry right here. I don't know why it has failed to activate it. Let's wait and see. Boom 500, it's also getting some momentum. So let's do a recap and we look at how we started today and we call it a day. We still have about 6 minutes to close today's session. All right. So we started with crash 500. We need price to come here so we can get into buys, and price has reacted all the way back there and it is failing to break this level, but we know that price is going to come all the way down here, then we can enter some buys. So what do? We wait. We have nothing to do now. We need a retest on this level. Price has reached that level, like I had said, and the reaction has started, but then we need we need a confirmation of this. I don't want to encourage you to enter this buy, but it's likely to come through according to M5, to come through for that buy, to reach there, and then we enter our sells, which will be according to the trend on M15, H1 and H4 probably. So remember, this may be the whole of new H4 to reach all the way up there. So this whole new H4 candle can be a buy, so you can actually anticipate a good entry right here. Now for those who love risking, I can easily make an entry now. Let me see, can I make an entry? Where will I put my stop loss? It will be all the way down here. It can easily go for this, but M5, okay, I can make my entry right there as a buy, and I'll put my stop loss right there, and I'll be looking for my TP all the way up there. Yeah, so I've made my entry because I've started to see a reaction, and of course M5 is likely to spike and take me all the way up there because CCI shows me it is oversold and it is reacting on that very order block that we had already marked as our point of interest. So let's wait and see what happens. That is on Boom 1000. Let's go to Boom 500. I told you Boom 500 is in a trend now. It is giving us lower lows on lower highs, meaning it's going to come all the way to this level, but we have no entry to continue selling it. So until it gives us a retest so we can make an entry for the sell, we have no business with it. And surprisingly, V25 has failed to activate my second entry, but it has gone, and currently I'm in some profits on the first entry that I made. So all we need is price to reach there and we can grab that money today. All right, V75, it has low momentum, but we need price to react there and we can come in with sells. I'm not going to put a limit order now. I'm just going to leave it until it reaches to the point of interest that I'm waiting for. Jump 50, I need to see some pullback so that I can enter the sell here. I'm not ready to enter now because this is jump. It can easily jump and continue selling because we are in a downtrend. Remember, this is a break of structure right here. That is a break of structure right there. This is a lower low, lower high right there, and it has given you a change of character right here. So it can continue actually with sells. It can easily continue with sells. So it's a bit risky to make an entry for the buys here. Just leave it and wait for entries. Better entry, it can easily continue all the way down because H1 is still selling, but it will reach at a point where it will need to retest back. So let's wait for that moment. Jump 25, we've said we need a pullback to reach there, at least half of that fair value gap, and then we can anticipate sells to continue with sells because we are looking for sells on H4 and M15. Even though CCI is a bit saying we need buys, but price action says we are still selling. The trend is a downtrend, so you can't afford to go against it. We will be looking for that sell to reach here at least, or to the trend line here, and then we can look for the buys to take us right there because that's what we need in longer term, on the higher time frames. That's what we need. We need buys to take us up. So for now, let's wait for price to get us right down below here. If it reacts here and gives me an entry, I'll be entering sells to take me all the way down below. But there is a but here. There is what? Sorry, guys. There is an option of price failing to break this, and of course not going all the way to the trend line and breaking from this level to take us right up there. We've seen those scenarios, so don't be surprised if you see something like this, because H1 is already reaching oversold. M15 is about to reach it, so we will wait and see if this actually move will push price on M15 to be oversold. So let's wait and see. But this is also an option. That is also an option. So we have two options: to buy, to enter buys from here or here on this, but also there's an option to enter and buys from when it breaks out here. So when price breaks out here, know that you are going to get into buys. But as for now, we haven't seen any breakout on this resistance trend line, which is making a falling wedge, or whatever you want to call it. It's a triangle, or whatever you want to call it, but we are seeing it happening right there. All right, that is jump 25. Leave it at M15. Let's go to jump 10. This level has reached, the pullback to this has been reached already. Let's see if it is going to go for this other one. If it fails and gives us an entry here, then we can enter. Now it's going for the other one. It's gonna go for the other one. Look at that jump. Yeah, that's how jumps work. So let's wait for that, and then we come in with a sell, hopefully right there or right here. This is H1. Let's wait for the new H1 to come around and see if we can enter sales. All right, I think that's it for today. I hope you guys have had a great time. Remember, you can join me in the mentorship class. This whole week I'll be registering the new students for June mentorship class. You can join by using the number on your screen. You can use the number on your screen. And I said we use the registration fee is 110, but also there's another package for those who want to have a one-on-one and they want to determine their own hours or time for classes. So you pay $300 for that package. Then of course this whole week, starting from I think Friday, we'll be opening officially subscription for the Signals platform. Yeah, it's $15 per month. So those who want to subscribe for the first time, you can do that. The number is the same. Still, do engage with it. I'll be ready to respond to you and be part of the signals that I offer, even when we are done with the analysis session. So you can join us and be part of the team of the VIPs. And I think that's it. Don't forget, Fridays we normally have BTC analysis, and yesterday we did a BTC analysis. If you missed it, you can still go and check for episode 49 of BTC analysis. I think it was episode 49. Yeah, be part of it and look at how you can engage with that analysis. Otherwise, let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading. Remember to use proper risk management, and of course, don't over trade. Always look for about 1 to 3 trades per day. Don't exceed 3 trades per day. If you hit your target, move out early and don't keep in the market. The more you keep in the market, the more your judgment gets dimmed and you are likely to make a mess on your account. So the quicker the trade, the better, and the faster you move out. That's how I would advise you to trade, not to stay in the market for the whole day. It's not good, it's not advisable, and it's not even good for your health, like for real, even for your mental health. Yeah, so please stay alert. You can always have your alerts if you're analyzing. Put your alerts on your points of interest. If they are triggered, you come and check and then go back to other things that you're doing, but not staying on the charts 247. It's not good. All right, let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading. See you guys tomorrow same time, 10:30 to 11:30 East African time.